Most men are scared to read this book. In fact, I think this book has been banned in some areas, if I'm not mistaken. Yet here I am sharing it for free on YouTube. Yes, I'm going to talk about the prince. I'm going to talk about the things I agree and disagree with in Today and Modern Masculinity. As you can tell, the book is quite old. So let's see what still stands and what no longer doesn't. So my name is Behavioural, and I'm an author, coach, speaker for men and relationships. And again, quite simply, my aim is to help men build better relationships with themselves and the people around them. All right, so let's dive in. Okay, one of the things I like about the book is the fact that it's brutally honest about the fact that in order for you to thrive as a man, it's much easier when you have power. I'm not going to disagree. When I didn't have 2 million views on TikTok, when I didn't have the views I've got now, it was way harder to speak to people. The views or the clients that came from most of the work I'd done were actually of some of the popular videos. It wasn't really the smaller ones. So I'd argue and believe that the truth of the matter is that when you are liked by more people, or when people recognize you, you carry more power. Saying that, yeah, do you know what? Power is not, it's horrible. Everyone should have equal power. You want to do what you want with it, but the truth of the matter is that it definitely helps. Another thing that I agree with in regards to his stance is the human nature of people after themselves. Okay, and what I disagree is, I'm a very big fan of balance, and I believe that in order for you to achieve that, if you're not, I guess, utilizing the simple fact that that balance is going to be established by understanding the law of polarity, which is you can do with power, but you can also do without it, you're going to be consumed by it because you're polarized, right? And every truth is a half truth, like I always say. So when you look at a perspective, understand that, listen, I'll give you an example, right? Let's say, I don't know, this car key. What I see and what you see are two completely different things. But we're seeing the same thing. Why? Because of the power of perspective. The power of perspective will allow you to look at the same thing from 8 billion different angles, despite the fact that you're looking at the same thing. And that leads me to the point of understanding that when you look at power and you look at it from one solid perspective, which is you need more to have more, in terms of human nature, they're whole built to be these horrible gender specific. That's one way to look at it, and that's real, but there's also different ways to look at it. I.e., humanity has the capability to be kind just as much as they do to create harm, right? I'm not saying you should dismiss the fact that humans are capable of doing harm, and you should be prepared to defend yourself from a human being that wants to harm you. That's facts. This is why I believe that you should be 100% able to protect yourself from anyone trying to harm you. This is why you should learn how to not get manipulated from people, because there's people out there that will manipulate you if it benefits their agenda. There's nothing you can do about that. And I'm saying this as someone that has been manipulated numerous times. If I hadn't learned how people manipulate, they'll still be running circles around me. And I'll be here sitting, pretending that, do you know what? I'm so tired of evil people. Yeah, you can be tired all you want, or you can prepare for when they're coming, because they're going to come regardless, whether you want it or not. So the idea of just polarizing, whether thinking humanity deserves to be, everyone just needs to be kind and loving to each other, and then the other polarity is humans are after themselves and there's nothing they're not prepared to do to destroy you. Yeah, they're both true, but let's find the balance that allows us to see humans for what they truly are. Yes, they're capable of harm, but they're also capable of kindness. They're also capable of loving each other, right? So when I first read that book, I was so powerless. And all I cared about was power. Not too long after that, In fact, I'll tell you what got me into a book. It was the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. Robert Greene mentioned, I'm not sure if it's in one of his videos or someone just bought the book. Yeah, literally just launched and someone already bought it. Right. Oh, I lost track of what I was saying. Apologies. See, I grew up thinking that being good will protect you, because if you're good to people, then people are going to be good to you right back, right? I thought so heavily about the law of reciprocity as a way for me to control how people were going to treat me. And this is why when people were doing the opposite of what was doing for them, it didn't make sense to me. It was like, wait, hold on. I'm being kind to these people. Why are they being horrible to me? And I promise you, even just reminding myself of that situation baffled me so much. And like I said earlier, and I remember, I was studying 48 Laws of Power, Art of War, all these books, because I was trying to figure out, why is it that people are horrible to good people? Why is it that people have the capability of doing harm to someone that had no intention of doing so to you? And this led me into understanding that even though this book was so uncomfortable at first, the whole concept, I hate foxes. What do you mean I need to be a fox? Are you kidding me? I want to be a lion. Look at it. Right? I want to be a lion. I want to be a fox. But I was like, nah, you're missing out. You've got to learn how to adapt to the different terrains. And that is such a factual truth. You do. And I need you to understand this, right? As I dove deep into these books in regards to power, the dynamics of masculinity and all these other things, I understood this one thing. Not knowing how to protect yourself is the most expensive thing you can do. Not knowing how to protect your emotions, expensive. Not knowing how to protect your peace, expensive. Not knowing how to protect your finances, expensive. Not knowing how to protect your family, expensive. Not knowing how to protect your relationship, expensive. Anything you don't know how to protect is expensive. Not knowing how to protect your body, expensive. So whatever cost you're incurring in trying to run away from the very thing that protects these things is a cost that's probably not worth paying for, without guaranteeing that these things will be covered. Because when they're not covered and anything happens to them, God forbid, I've got a daughter, someone was to listen. Do you want to know why a lot of us men, husbands, fathers value safety? It's because I know I can't always be there. But if I know that she's in a protected environment, guess what happens? I now have staked or increased the probability of anything negative happening to her by a total 100%, 200%, 100%, whatever the case is. It's nothing to do with all these things that people think is about. No, it's about safety. Because I know I'm not always going to be there to protect you. Guess what happens when I teach her how to fight? Safety again. I know that the next time a wallad tries to came across the wrong person. When I learned how to fight, guess what happened? My confidence, guess what? Because I was protected. To protect yourself in all areas. Young man, you're watching this. Learn how to protect yourself in all areas. Physically, mentally, spiritually, financially. Learn how to protect yourself. Because the moment you're protected, the moment you feel protected, is the moment you can start going for the things you want without feeling the need to defend yourself. A lot of you are emotionally unprotected. You suppressed your emotions for so long, and now when it's time for someone to ask you to show up, you're scared or you feel weak. Yeah, you feel weak because it's not protected. When it comes out, it lashes out. It's like, you start crying, bawling out, losing control, and it's simply because of this very thing. You haven't protected your vulnerability. You haven't learned how to protect your emotions. You haven't learned how to wear your armor so that when someone tries to pierce you, they can't get through. Because You can't get to me. I'll never forget how one of my clients said the exact same thing. Having debates with his partner. The partner was like, do this, do that. They didn't align. Obviously, he's done the work and then he realized that this is no longer something that aligns with where he's headed. And I promise you, during that conversation, he was telling me how he was at peace throughout the conversation. No stress, no pain, no nothing. He was just like, listen, I'm not angry at you because I understand where this is coming from. But do you? And when he flipped it back on her, despite how angry she was like, you know what? I didn't realize that I need to work on myself. And if not for your approach, despite how angry I am, I wouldn't have been able to see it. Because despite all the things I'm throwing at you, you just cut right through the noise and saw the little child in me asking to be seen. And I'm paraphrasing, but that was short term what was basically happening, right? The fact that you're able to actually get through to your partner because you're able to penetrate the energetic realm and get right through to them. I need you to understand this, right? Machiavelli said things that are not good or bad. They just are. And a lot of us are so focused on polarizing things, and honestly speaking, the moment you polarize, you pick a side. The moment you unpolarize or you're able to stay neutral, you're able to detach yourself from the very thing that's making you attached. I'll give you an example. When, God forbid, someone passes away, the one thing I teach the people I work with is learn how to balance the scale. When you balance the scale, okay, you're not tilted. It's balanced. You've given the chance to look at the negatives and you're giving yourself the chance to look at the positive. And now you're able to see the full picture and appreciate the person for who they were without necessarily desperately missing them, because sometimes you did not communicate with that person for years, months, weeks. And it's not because you don't love them or you hate them. No, it's just, hey, man, can't need my own time. It's not like I can be around you 24/7. Okay? So they just are. And I need you to understand that once I understood this concept, that I was willing to understand what the bad looked like, that Machiavelli spoke about. And because I came from good, so I just wanted to understand what the bad looked like. And once I was able to tip the scales, I became unstoppable because I didn't let the bad affect me. No, I didn't let the good affect me. I was just able to see things for what they are. And that changed every conversation I have with my wife. When it comes to arguments, I'll give you an example. I am not focused on utilizing my ego to win. Sorry, being right. The goal isn't to be right. A lot of us argue with the goal of, I need them to take accountability. No, you don't. Okay, if they take accountability, then what? You win, they lose. What else? Pattern, different argument? Is that what you want? No. Go into that argument to win. Win what? What is it you want from that argument? What is it you want from that discussion? Okay, out of this discussion, I want us to feel connected. Good. Then work towards that then. You don't need to be right. What does right get you? Focus on the argument and ask yourself, what is the outcome I want from, don't even see it as an argument, call it a meeting. What outcome do I want from this meeting? Right? Okay, after this meeting, I want us to both feel connected. So that you can now sense that the tangent is going into a direction where, okay, I'm getting defensive, but me getting defensive has nothing to do with me being able to connect. So let me remove this defense and focus on what's stopping me from connecting. When you shift the goalpost, it's easier to get to the goal. Cool. So I need you to understand that the problem isn't Machiavelli, he's lousy or dangerous conspiracies and different things like that. The biggest danger is ignorance. Ignorance will get you manipulated, and then you blame everyone else for manipulating you. except for yourself from learning how to manipulate people. Did you know that people manipulate? Why didn't you learn how to stop it from happening? You see, we're in a generation now where AI can literally video call you and you're going to get scammed because of that video call. If you watch Kill the Monkey, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And obviously, I'm not saying it's being ruled out. I think it's something that's definitely in the cards. I don't know how close they are to actually actualizing that as a strategy. And not that I personally witnessed it, but when I went to MasterCard, for instance, they spoke about this exact very thing. So people with AI are able to identify your voice and then make it seem like that isn't that what they're basically asking from a different number for in your voice to help them with their finances. And if you don't educate yourself, if you stay ignorant, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get manipulated. You're going to get used. Because, and you may think, oh yeah, because the world is evil. No, it's not. The world just is. The people in it have all sorts of intentions. Some are good, some are bad. We need to be prepared to receive both. And if you don't have an adequate response for either or, well, you're going to end up doing and receiving the same treatment an unprepared person receives, which is paying for the fact that you were unprepared, right? So don't be scared of the truth. Learn it. That is my take. Any book you read doesn't define you. The Bible says it. My people fall because of lack of knowledge, right? So learn the things that you need to learn, recalibrate them, use the clarity, not control, and understand how to lead without losing yourself. Because if you're able to lead from the authentic power place, then your resource of leadership is a never-ending one, which is going to carry on pouring into the people you love constantly. Now, if you need help in understanding how to unlock this power of yours, okay, it's going to take me quite a while. But today's your lucky day because I have just started a 5-day challenge. And in this 5-day challenge, I'm inviting 3 people this week to complete an hourly session every day for the next 5 days for the fraction of the original price I normally place the 12 and 6 week programs. So if that's you, drop me a DM saying challenge and I will send you how to enter the challenge. Like I said, I'm not taking a lot of people because respectfully, I'm still serving my actual clients and I'm only doing this because of the fact that my book has just come out. So if you're interested, get moving quickly because once the spots are gone, they're never coming back again. So there's a law. So if this is you, okay, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, let me know what you think of the video. Let me know if you've read The Prince. I'd be be curious to hear your experience. It has been a while since I read it, so I didn't go into too much detail in regards to the summary. But if this is a book you're thinking to read, you're not sure about reading, you've been told that, oh yeah, please don't read this, it's horrible, just read it, see what you can learn from it. But like I said, there's no good or bad thing, they just are. So yeah, hope this video has helped you, and if anything, at least you know how to deal with conflicts. Aim to win. And that's it. We're done. See you in the next video. Peace.